have 1 million followers.
Right.
Like, I don't. Honestly, I have been able to grow and have these sponsors come on board, and that's caught eyes to these other racers that have more followers than me, these car builders, and they're like, how does Autumn have this? And they send me DMs. They're like, how do you do this? Some of the stuff I post that like people make fun of me for, it's getting views, and social media is paying. So my grandpa on my mom's side had a semi-truck company, so she learned how to drive a semi at like 13 years old.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the semi-truck? Was it like an Amazon truck? Today's guest is Autumn Schwabe, and she is a powerhouse in the motorsports industry. She is revealing a brand new race car venture where she's going to help people secure sponsorships, build their brand and their business through social media marketing. She's here to give us the unfiltered truth about what it takes to chase big dreams through fear and the unknown. Living her life in the fast lane, Autumn is here to tell us all about motorsports sponsorship marketing.
Yeah.
Did I say that wrong?
Yeah. No, that was good.
She's just starting it off, and she's going to explain it to us, and I feel like you are just killing it on so many different levels.
Oh, thank you.
But I love that you're so different, too. I don't know anything about cars. Mm-hmm. I'm here for the car things just because Anthony is.
Right.
But you know all of it. So we're going to dig in. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about sponsorships and just how to build, I guess, from a digital marketing standpoint.
Yeah, and we can talk about social media because I know you're killing it with social, and that is like the dream, to be influencer type style.
Just doing, I mean, why wouldn't you when it's the best way to
I love it.
do advertising, marketing, all of it.
Yeah.
So I know you're into cars. How did you get into cars? I guess just explain to us where that even came from, because I know we talked about it that one time we went to dinner, and I'm like, this is the cutest story I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like was born into it. So both my parents were around cars from a young age. They met from cars, and then they drag raced, and my dad was kind of like the crew chief. My mom was racing. She raced cars, semi-trucks, all these things.
Semi-trucks?
So, yes, my mom raced semi-trucks.
That's so cute.
So my grandpa on my mom's side had a semi-truck company, so she learned how to drive a semi at like 13 years old.
What?
Yeah, so I personally have driven a truck like once or twice. But
Wait, what was the semi-truck? Was it like an Amazon truck?
It was like...
Or it's like a gasoline truck?
Think of like a double gravel train. Like, you know, like the kind that have like the rocks and like the
Like
dirt.
a dump truck thing?
Yeah, like a dump truck. My mom would drive like a semi, and it'd be like a gravel truck, like, and it would like tip up, and you would like bring it to like
and she raced
job sites.
That.
So like the truck she raced was more like a smaller semi, almost like a... What's like the best way to put it? I'll have to find like a photo and show you, but it's like a smaller semi, not like a full on like one that you'd see on the highway.
Okay.
Like now, like back in like the 70s, 80s, like life was so different. Like
I love that. 70s and 80s. What were you doing? Racing semis?
Like, oh yeah, like just racing semis, like casually. Like our local track, like I grew up in the area of our local track, Milan, Michigan, Milan Dragway. And so my parents grew up like going there. I grew up going there, and like I said, like they were always around cars, and it wasn't until I like was a teenager that they were like, hey, do you want to get into drag racing? Mm-hmm. And I was like,
you were just forced to go watch?
I mean, I wasn't like forced. I liked it. Like we went to car shows, and like I would sit in like the backseat of my mom's Mustang all the time when I was a kid, and I'd like have my coloring book, and like I liked cars a lot, and I always had like more Hot Wheels than Barbie dolls. Mm-hmm. So like I was just always different than the other girls. But then I was like 14, about to get my driver's permit, and they were like, hey,
do you want to drive a semi? No.
Yeah, right, literally. They were like, hey, you want to like get into a car? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, like let's get into this. So they bought me my first Mustang that I still own, which is super cool. And I like learned how to drag race and all that stuff. And then...
So do you use that one just for drag racing?
No, so that one, oh my gosh, I did though. So not anymore. So the Mustang is my 93 red Fox body. That's like the code name. It's like a Fox body Mustang. That's
is
like
that its
chassis.
Name? Does it have a name?
Ruby, because it's Ruby Red. Yeah, so I named her Ruby when I was like 14. And then I raced her from like that time, so say 15 years old all the way to like 18, 19. And then I parked her because I went to college. Mm-hmm. Being in college for 4 years, I drove her a little bit in the summertime, not too much, and I was like, oh, I can't like beat on this car anymore. Mm-hmm. Like I need to get my actual race car. So I got a like purpose-built race car, which is also a Mustang, and so the Ruby car could be like a street car, if that makes sense. So You have a purpose-built one where like you have to put a cage in it and you have to like build it up, and it's like basically not streetable.
Right.
So that's what I did. I
It's
was like,
only for racing.
Right, that's only for racing. And then Ruby was like, okay, I don't want to tear her up. I want to like baby her. I want her to last forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the idea of parking her. Now I like have sponsors that came on board, gave her like a full-on facelift, and she's like
young again.
She's young again. She's young again, and I'm gonna do some more stuff with her this winter. So I'm really, really excited because I had, like I said, I had her, and I was racing at like a teenage frame, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I drove the crap out of that car. Like,
Yeah.
a teenager is not light on the gas pedal. Like,
Right.
I was full throttle all the time, and it was so funny. So long story short, like my parents got me into racing, and then like I raced and got into cars, and actually my first job was at a Ford dealership. So I was
What'd
a
you do?
cashier for
Oh.
the service department, and like just like
Oil
gave
change
people-
chick.
Yeah, like, oh, you come in for an oil change, I give you your keys, you pay your bill with me, you know, da 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 da. And I did that for a few months when I was in high school. So then that led into, okay, well, I want to like make racing and like cars my career. So then I went to school for automotive marketing.
Oh, okay.
So like that's a whole nother part.
Where
that,
did you go to
like-
school?
Yeah, so
Where even has automotive marketing?
exactly, right? Like when I was in high school, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Like I have no idea. And then I had a friend that was like, hey, Autumn, like you should look into Northwood University. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
I was like, okay, sure. And it's in Midland, Michigan. And they literally have a degree in, this is a long one, automotive aftermarket marketing and management.
Were you the only chick?
I was one of like 3.
Okay.
It was such a small group of like students that really liked the aftermarket, which for your like in the crowd, aftermarket is anything done to a vehicle after like purchasing it from a dealership.
Okay.
So it could be like aftermarket, like my truck, we can see like it has different wheels and tires, or like a lift kit, like things like that is like aftermarket.
The extras.
Yes.
The
all
add-ons,
extras,
the accessories.
Like, the turbos and
Yeah.
making it faster, and like even like, you know, you could consider like wrapping a vehicle a different color, like aftermarket, because you're
Yeah.
making a modification. So
I did that to my Audi. It
Yeah?
looked so good.
ooh, cute.
But then I took it off, and it was like, I'll just keep it again. It was like it was like having a new wig. I'll just keep it a little longer. Now it's
Yep.
black.
Yeah.
It was like fire red orange,
Oh.
which I was like, this just fits my
I
personality.
love that. Yeah, it's
But-
like a firecracker. Like
Yeah,
going
but
down the
it's
street.
hard to have it wrapped when you're driving it every day in Michigan because the weather is just like
Yeah, my truck's
rough on
wrapped,
it.
and I'm like, already
that white one.
Yeah, that's wrapped. It was black.
Oh, really? Okay.
Isn't it crazy? So,
It looks so good.
Thank you. I just got it done like a little bit ago, but I can already see on the front that there's
a
like
rock hit it or
rock
something?
chips and the leather, and just like, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to get the front all redone, but it's okay.
That's
I'm
the
trying to
story.
think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking reeling back. I think what got us off track was like school.
The semis. The first
aftermarket.
sentence you said.
Yeah, because
got
you
us off
asked me
track.
where I went to school, and then that's where like
Oh,
we
yeah.
went downhill. It's okay.
No, but I love that you had such a specific degree and you're
I
actually
did.
using it.
Yeah, so it was really cool because like being one of the only girls and being super passionate made me stand out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like the Detroit Auto Show where like
Mm-hmm.
you walk around and there's all the cars. Our campus did a auto show, but it was run by the students.
Oh, cool.
So we got to like really be like hands-on, talk to the manufacturers of the cars, talk to local dealerships. So I would say Northwood was the best like path for me because I really aligned well, and I met like lifelong friends, joined the sorority, did so many things on campus, and then that like
Specific degree.
that degree got me my job at Ford Motor Company.
Yeah.
So a little bit about that is like I had 3 internships with Ford when I was like, you know, I got my first job at like freshman year going to my sophomore year.
Oh,
and
wow.
that's like unheard of.
Yeah.
And I was like in a Ford building in Dearborn, and it was like, oh my gosh, I was 19 turning 20. Like
Yeah.
I was so young, and all my coworkers were obviously like double my age. Like it's so funny to think about that. And like saying I started at Ford at like a teenage year, like
Yeah.
19, teen, like what?
I feel like that's such a perfect plan.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most people go in, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know what I
mean-
want to do.
I did go to Northwood saying like end all goal to work in the motorsports industry, and like Ford was my passion. So I was like, if it works out, it works out. And like I met the right people at the right time. And it just opened door after door after door, and it like led me to, you know, having a really good, strong 5-year career
Right.
full time with them. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and like learning more too.
Yeah. Oh, I learned so much, made so many connections. I traveled the country. I had more opportunities in like 5 years
But it's so young.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, cause I'm 27.
Yeah. You're
Like,
10 years younger than me. And I'm like, what was I doing when I was 19? I'm like,
Right?
let's not look back.
Yeah. Right. I mean, honestly, like I like matured quickly because I was like, okay, how can I get a career going and how can I meet the right people and put myself in the right seats in the right rooms and
Right. And I
the
think
right tables.
the
like,
economy was better too. Cause like when I was in college, we were in the recession.
Oh God.
So like
yeah.
even if I wanted to get a cool job and knew what I wanted to do, like nobody's
It was
hiring.
so different.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah. It's like a good point because like some people just they compare their lives with others, but like at the same time you have to think about what was going on around you.
Right.
Like,
it's not just what choices you made.
Right.
Like the world you
the
can't
world.
change. Yeah.
'Cause even like I was graduating from college during COVID. So like
Oh, yeah.
it's super crazy to think like I had classmates that were like they like are going into our senior year, life was great, everything, and then it got into like that springtime when COVID hit. I had classmates that were like screwed because COVID stopped everything.
Oh,
the world
yeah.
shut down, and if you didn't have a job lined up, like
How are you going to get one?
It was crazy.
Because then nobody knew either what direction it was going, so
Yeah.
they don't want to hire all these people they don't
Yeah.
even know if their business is going to be around.
Yeah.
So is that when you started really pushing social media? Or did you start, like when did you really say, okay, I'm going to do
Yeah.
the social media thing. I'm going to try.
Honestly, I wish I would have pushed harder in 2020 because I just everyone. I didn't
Everybody
know what,
went so easy in 2020. My life sucked in 2020. It was literally falling apart. I was getting divorced, running a shitty business
Right.
that like was going into the ground.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Starting over. I was liquidating my life and starting over in 2020 when there was no opportunity
It
and
was
nothing.
wild.
But yeah, I could have.
Right, but you saw what I saw. Like everyone's on TikTok, like going outside,
Just, like-
making like the sounds of music, like the almost like the nostalgic of like that time period.
Yeah.
People went hard. Like I think of like Charlie D'Amelio. Like she was posting every day, getting followers, getting 1 million followers, and it's like wild to think like if I would have like that.
Yeah.
What if I would have like gotten like more into it? I didn't in 2020. I would say like. Maybe 2021, 2022, I started posting more, but I still like.
Did you make a decision like, okay, I'm just gonna like see what happens?
Honestly, like I knew I wanted to pursue it, but I really didn't know how. I was so like I was kind of lost because I was so focused on like I was starting my career end of 2020, and then I was like young and I didn't know my path, and then I was building race cars. Like I had so many other things going on than a normal 20-something-year-old girl. Like
Yeah.
So like it's weird to think about. I didn't know exactly the right purpose of social media, and then I want to say last summer I met a really good videographer, and we like our personalities vibed really well, and Braden and I just kind of sat down and was like, hey, this is our deal. And he kind of helped me, like my visions in my head came to life, and
Yeah.
that helped me a lot in the last year to pursue like this is what I've been wanting to do. I just needed the help because people do it on their own. Like we have our phones, mocked up. We can see them. Like we can film ourselves, but like having someone else help you get that vision, and like that helps it so much. So I would say in the last year, I pushed a ton. So like I don't really know. Like it's like I started a little bit in 2020. I started a little bit in 2022. I dabbled here and there, but like in the last year, I've been going hard.
Yeah.
I would say last year I've been going hard. Like posting every day, or working with companies, working with brands that have sponsored me, sponsored the cars. Like they'll hit me up and say, hey Autumn, we need you to create this promo video for this part, and we need it by this date. So like I can create like a content calendar, a schedule. Like that's super
Yeah.
fun. There's more structure
When
now.
did that come?
Oh gosh, I got this is actually really cool. I got my first sponsor in like 2020 for my race car. And
Was it from social media, or it was from?
It was from connection, social media, knowing the right people, being in the right place at the right time. Like I truly, like we talked about, it's all about who you know,
Right.
and being in the right places. And it was
and
like
putting yourself out there to
I really
have
did.
an opportunity.
Yeah, I really wasn't scared. I put myself out there with this company, and it's Weld Wheels, which is one of my #1 companies I work with now. So they sponsor me for all my wheels, for all my vehicles. I've been able to have promo codes, promo videos, help them with social content, and they truly, and I will say this because I'm not like, this isn't biased, I love them. It's like a family, and they treat me so well. I literally am so excited. I want to like go to their headquarters, do a whole like facility tour, like do a YouTube video with them, and like I see like long term, hopefully fingers crossed, long term, just continue the relationship.
Yeah.
And then I created this program of like, hey, here's a sponsorship deck. Do you want to take a gamble, a chance on me? Some companies have declined. Some companies have been like, heck yeah, let's just get on board and let's go.
Yeah.
Like finally, like I had companies waiting for me to approach them or waiting for me to like say, hey, we want you. Or they were approaching me at one point.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So over the years, I've had a lot of not race cars, but like car projects. So each car will get different, brands on board depending on the build. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think it is so huge to put yourself out there and then just say yes to the opportunities, even if it's not one that you want. Like, even if you're like, okay, this is not my ideal opportunity, the next one that you do want could be right after that.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Agreed.
like saying yes, taking the opportunity, putting yourself out there, even when you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. Because like the unknown is sometimes the best thing about it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
But it's scary. It scares everybody out of it.
Right. So like recently, like leaving my job at Ford, that was a huge unknown. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I knew I wanted to pursue this like marketing agency. And so taking that chance of like, all right, I'm going to, take the chance on the racing, take my chance with these influencers, take my chance here. I'm like, I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, you're like, I'm really leaning on all of my people
Yeah.
who have supported me.
Yeah,
And
literally.
obviously will point you in the right direction
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
To just figure it out. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with this podcast,
Yes,
honestly. 'Cause
literally.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Everything.
I'm just going to do it backwards and
Yeah.
I'll start. And then you
Yeah.
meet someone, they're like, let me help you with this. Or
Yeah.
if you have questions, ask me this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I will absolutely ask you questions. What is the most like ick car thing? Like, what's like something about a car? Or is there like a certain car or brand or like, what is ick about it?
Ooh, okay.
Your biggest ick.
So the biggest ick car trend that I see, and if I say this, you might not know what it is, but
I probably
they're
don't.
called louvers.
Okay.
Okay, so on like a Mustang or like a Camaro or a Challenger, like those are the three I'm going to call out, are like these plastic pieces that go over the back window, and it's this old.
It's like an awning?
They're like, I wish my phone's over there, but I want to show you because you gotta insert that in this video because it's so funny.
Wait.
They're like this trend from the 70s that
Okay.
they used to do. And
Wait, is it like
they're like little slots. Like
Yes,
yes.
okay.
Okay. You'll probably see
I
it.
only when you said the thing from the 70s,
Yeah. It's like these little slots, and they're like this plastic thing that like gets put onto like the back window and like the side windows of these muscle cars, and they are so ugly.
You're just like, those are douchey.
They're so douchey. They're ugly. It's
They're, like,
either
cheap?
yeah, it's either like the first mod that like an 18-year-old's doing, or like this 80-year-old man thinks it's so cool.
Okay.
So like there's no in between, or like it could be like a midlife crisis where someone like bought the
Wants to
car
get
and
into
it has
cars, but
it.
they can't afford to like do the cool stuff.
Maybe, I don't know, but like you can get them on Amazon, you can get them from different auto parts stores. I'm like, stop with the louvers.
What if they reached out to you and they're like, yo, we'll give you $1 million?
I'm good.
You would say no?
I would say no.
I will
They're so
totally.
ugly.
Louvers, come to me. I'm here for it. I'll sell those.
They're so ugly. I'm like, oh, that's the biggest ick. And then like, I like another ick thing that's funny. Let me think. Okay, this is a good one. So in the truck world, so guys, this is like an 18-year like young adult thing. I don't understand why they do this, but it's called like tooting up your truck, where you put a lift kit on just the front and
Oh,
no
it's
lift
tilted.
kit. Yep, no lift kit on the rear.
Why though?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I've seen those, but I'm also like, maybe that's for a purpose. I don't know, but
No
it's
purpose.
not.
They think it's cool. It's like the Carolina lean.
Can't you
like,
not see over the front of your truck then?
No, you can't. You're literally staring up at the sky. Like you kind of have to like lean down, and like the worst part is like the kids that drive these trucks. They got like their hat down and they're leaned back, and like they got their seat. Like
Yeah.
they think it's cool. Like they're like, oh yeah, like I'm right. I'm gonna get
So
some
that's not
girls.
it.
It's not it. That's the biggest ick in the truck industry. These kids will roll up in Sonic, and they think it's the coolest thing. And
They're like, hold on, I can't even reach you because I'm tipping backwards.
Literally, they
I have
think
to
they're gonna
roll
get
out of
these
my car.
girls, but like up here in Michigan, like it's not as common, but like guys will do it.
How do you even have a drink in there? You're like, sorry, my
Literally,
water's
like-
spilling into the back seat.
Falling backwards, can't
Yeah.
even. Yeah. So those are my two biggest icks for sure.
Do you like judge people based on their cars?
Yes, I do. I really do. It's so bad, but like, I don't know. Like you just, I meet people in the auto industry, and like honestly, I remember cars better than faces and
Yeah.
names sometimes. Like you roll up to a car meet or like a car show or even the track. I'll see the car and I'm like, oh, I know that guy, you know?
It's like when you go to a Halloween party and you don't remember the person, but you remember their outfit.
costume.
You're like, is that
Yeah.
the Teletubby guy?
Right. Like that's honestly it. Like, oh yeah, that, you know, that green Mustang. Yeah, I remember that guy. I don't know, if you're kind of skipping out on parts or like if you're at the racetrack and you don't do well or like, I don't know, if you're one of those people that are building your car and you're not using the like the highest end products, but then your car keeps breaking, like, of course I'm going to judge you. Like, I'm going to judge you on your car. I'm going to judge you on how you're performing. Like, hell, people judge me too. Like, it's okay. Like, they might not like my truck or my Mustang or my choices on my builds, but like, that's just how we are in the car industry. Like, you kind of judge each other. But of course, like, I have made like really good friends from that. Like, we're like, hey, oh my God, I love your car. And like, they become like lifelong friends. So like, I don't know, cars is just like the community that like, yeah, you kind of judge people, but you also like, oh, these are going to be my like homies.
What is one piece of advice you would give someone who's like just starting content creation?
Oh, okay. Well, we've talked about it. Just do it.
Yeah.
That is big, big, big. My next thing would say, like, with content, remember to have fun. When I was starting, I was so like serious and was like, I have to be perfect. And it wasn't fun. And
yeah, you're like,
now,
this is actually boring.
I hated it. Like, I was like, why am I using these sounds? Or why am I doing this ugly TikTok dance? Or, you know, like, what am I doing?
I've never done a TikTok dance.
I mean, we can do one today.
Maybe we should.
We can find one that's trending that's easy. But I literally forgot to have fun for a while. And now that I've been doing it and like hitting it hard, like I'm having more fun now with content because I'm posting things that I truly like.
Yeah.
And I'm using sounds that I truly like, and I'm not like as hard on myself. And I guess that's another thing I would say is like, if you're starting off content creation, like don't be so hard on yourself because that will, like, again, back to the original thing, like that will make it not fun.
Yeah. And I think people see that too. Yeah. Because a lot of times, especially like in my industry, you're supposed to be so professional and so like
in real
polished and like put together and business oriented and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I know how to do my job. I've been doing it for a long time. I know that I'm good at my job, but I don't need to act not like myself to convince people that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because now I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I can be funny still.
Yeah. I mean, being funny, being yourself, like that's another big thing with content creation is like, it's easy to copy people. And I'll be the first one to admit it. I've copied people.
Many people's ideas.
Many people, because I'll see something, I'm like, oh, I could make that video or I can make it better than them.
Yeah, or make that my own.
Right. And like that, but you make it your own, so then that shows your personality, and that's super important is like, and that's something I'm working on too with my content is showing my personality in any way. So being a content creator, like you have to talk on camera, like you have to, you can't just like hide behind the sounds and everything. Like I'm working on it to show like outfits of the day, you know, like, yeah, no, you do that. And showing like I really want to do like get readies with me's like
but then I always forget and then I'm running late and I'm like I don't have time to set this up. I'm just like, and I feel like when I'm getting ready, I'm not getting ready in the same spot the whole time. Never. Like I'm like, oh, I gotta let the dog out. Oh, okay, gotta go back up. Oh, okay, and let me go get this person a napkin. Okay, gotta go back up. Okay, let me make sure that this person's putting their shoes out. Okay, gotta go back up. So I'm like, I would be the worst.
I would be the worst, but I want to try to get in a routine to try to do it a couple times to see how those do and perform because I want people to know more about me outside of like me and my cars.
Yeah, but I'm always interrupted.
Yeah, I feel like the interruptions and like that would be another thing I would say to a content creator is like, don't just find excuses because
just do something.
Right. Because saying like, oh, like I am running around and I'll forget or I don't have time for this, like literally setting up the tripod like over here, like this is going to be a video. Like setting up the tripod while I wash my truck, like that's a video. Setting up the tripod. Literally, I've seen girls get millions of views cleaning their kitchen, doing their laundry.
I should do that right now because my house is tore up. I feel like we have not been home at all.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah. Because I've been working until like 11 o'clock at night. I've been working so late and then I get up in the morning and it's like run. And then I'm like, I have to work. I have to work up until the minute the kids get out the bus. Right. Because the second they get out the bus, I have to like throw food at them and then we have to go to baseball. And it's like, you know, and so then by the time they go to bed, I'm like, I have to start working again. Yeah. So I can't do laundry and like feed. We have no food. We have like nothing right now. We have literally nothing.
I feel that to a core. I don't even have kids. Like,
yeah. I'm like, we have nothing at home except like piles of laundry
I can't imagine your like life balance.
There's no balance. I just run around like a psycho every day and then fall into my bed and fall asleep.
I love it.
Yeah. And then Anthony's been getting up at like 4 to work out. So then he's like, can you go to bed? And I'm like, no, I cannot go to bed so that you can get up at 4. Like I have 75 hours of shit I have to do right now. And I can't do that during the day because I have meetings and appointments and listings and showings and then like baseball and homework and stuff.
Is he the type of person that like he can't fall asleep if you're up and doing things?
Yeah.
And, like, that's how Chris is.
But then like the other
I'm a
night,
owl too. Working.
I'm not, but I have to be because that's the only time that my phone isn't ringing or I don't have a meeting.
Agreed.
It's like at 11 o'clock at night. So that's when I'm like, okay, let me start putting this stuff together or start doing planning or whatever I need to do.
I don't even know where we came from, but it's okay.
When you first started doing it, were you like, I'm so cringy? Or were you just like, this is great, I don't even care?
I mean, I was living at home and I remember taking videos in the garage with my race car and I was like, ooh.
You watched them and you were like, no, delete.
But like,
never
I
show anyone
well,
this.
I mean, this sounds good and like I'm young and this is what other people are posting. So I'm like, whatever. Now I'm posting a lot more and it might be cringy, but let me tell you, some of the stuff I post that like people make fun of me for, it's getting views and social media is paying and I'm like, I don't even care. I don't think I'm cringy anymore. Like I just gotta like post it.
I feel like you're so not cringy. I feel cringy.
Thanks. There's sometimes where I'm like in front of my truck taking a video like OOTD and I'm like, ooh, like this is
those are
not
cute.
Good. Well, thanks, but like I get made fun of. It's so wild. Like social media is wild. Like
I know people are mean.
People are so mean.
But they also don't see the point of it. Like
no.
I mean, I'm sure people all the time are like, why is she posting an outfit? And it's like, dude, why would I only post houses?
Right.
I want to appeal to people who are not only looking for houses because eventually they're going to be looking for houses.
Right.
So maybe they liked my shoes and they want to follow me for all the shoes I buy.
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to either need a house or know someone that's going to need a house.
Agreed.
So it's like they don't see the full scope of why you're doing it.
Right.
Or they don't need to know.
No, they don't need to know. It's just like it's your marketing, it's your brand, it's how you want to portray on the internet, and like that's the best part is like we can post whatever we want and do whatever we want, and it's like if you're not happy, unfollow.
Yeah. Or I guess make a mean comment. I don't know.
Yeah, the mean comments. Oh. Block.
I think I leave them half the time. Like, thank you for helping my post.
Right. There's some that I'm like, no, I can't leave. There's some.
Well, I feel like sometimes it like hides it.
Yeah. So like, if I post a video and it goes viral, I'll have like 50, and I'll go through, and I'm like, oh my god, like people calling you fat, ugly, you know, all these things, or like I posted a video with a car. It wasn't my car, Chris's car, but it was a friend's car, and people were like, move out of the way, lady. And I'm like, why are there 20 comments saying move out of the way? Like, I'm showing the car off, but it's like, it's my content. It's my page. Like, I'm
Google this car if you want to see the car.
Yeah, I was like, go to the link or like go to their page. And then I I'm reviewing these comments and I'm like, delete. I'm like, screw these guys. Screw them. Like, it's so dumb.
And it's always someone that has no picture.
It's like no picture or they're like an old man on my stuff. I'm like, okay, Larry, like, get out of here.
Yeah. Or they're like judging your hair or your makeup or whatever it is. It's like why?
So
it's like, dude.
Yeah, like.
Sorry, I'm not a makeup artist.
Too much makeup, too much this. Like the big thing with me is like my birthmark on my neck. Like I get people that will say like think it's I don't know if I should say it, but like the H word. They say, oh, nice.
Like a hickey?
Yeah. I swear to God. Yeah, I didn't know if I could say that in here, but people will literally be like, oh, like nice hickey, and I'm like.
Well, how do you be that dumb?
I know, right? I don't know what goes through people's minds of like saying things.
It's always the people who are doing nothing.
It's because like that's I guess to like talk about social again. It's like the people watching or like people that you want to influence are the people that don't have the drive to do it themselves. So they're lazy, sitting around, not doing anything. They like watch your videos in like envy or jealousy and like they like,
pick it apart.
They pick it apart and that's why they comment is like they're so jealous because they want to have what we have or you have or I
have the guts to post a video, which isn't even like hard, but they're too afraid to do it.
I would agree with that. Like if you don't have the guts to post, those are sometimes the biggest haters and the biggest shit talkers, and it sounds bad, but like that could be family, it could be friends, it could be close people to you,
right? That are like, what are you doing?
Yes, and they are so mean of like, what? Like I don't understand.
You're like, you don't understand because you're not doing shit with your life.
Yeah. If you're not motivated,
if you had a vision,
things,
or a plan, or ambition, or motivation, at all, or drive, you would understand what I'm doing and not have to be a dick about it.
Yeah. But then it's funny, like they watch these other people and they like love
They
them.
yeah.
It's like, what? It's just because you
The
know
double
me.
standard,
It's
yeah.
just because you know me as the double standard. Agreed. It's
Yeah.
so bad. I have, in the recent like year since I started like posting like hard, I have lost friends, have had people like unfollow me, and it's like,
I feel like you don't even why your shit is like not
I don't know. I don't know. They,
annoying
like,
or
it's-
weird or
I mean,
like.
the best thing that I'll say is like maybe they're just not interested in car content, which is totally fine. Like it could be like a person from college that we went to school together and they're not automotive based and they're just like, oh, you know what?
I don't
I'm
need to
good.
see cars.
Yeah, Vegas. And like if I sometimes, you know, you give people like a couple chances, but when you know and you're like, yep, this person is good.
I feel like there's always a few that you're like, but you know the good ones right off the bat.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's so, yeah, that's
well, I
so
feel like
true.
even when we met, I was like,
Yeah.
I like her. We should be friends.
Literally, I've like been dying to hang out with you more, so I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my god, I love Anthony. He's always been around. And,
Yeah.
like, Chris and them, and now I'm like, oh, is Brittany?
I got sent to the closing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll go to the
know.
closing, and then I'm like, I like them. Why don't we hang out with them?
Yeah, and then it's like we gotta like do more. It's like you get that vibe of just like genuine, true, like
Yeah, and
support.
like I don't need to explain what I'm doing.
Oh.
Let's shift into what you're doing
Yeah.
now. So
Okay.
you quit your job at Ford.
I did.
And now you're starting your own thing. Explain what this is going to be, how you're doing it, and like how people can reach you if they're going to need you for this. Because I feel like it's exciting.
It's so exciting. Yeah, I took the leap. I left my very corporate job at Ford Motor Company. It wasn't out of the whim. Like I've been thinking about it for a while.
Right.
And I've been thinking about being my own boss, which, you know, own boss
Yes.
is Chris. And, you know, seeing Chris and his success, and no one in my family is like their own business owner. So I'm kind of like the first like to be an entrepreneurial kind of style in my direct family. But I'm really excited because, like I mentioned, I'm so passionate about motorsports, and I've been a racer. I've worked in the corporate side. I've seen, you know, all these like motorsports proposals come through the desk, like on the corporate end. And I'm like, how can I help others? So basically, like the company that I'm creating is a motorsports marketing agency where I could not necessarily be a manager figure, but I could be a consultant.
Okay.
And represent individuals, whether it's a young teenager that is a good driver but doesn't have a clue on how to talk to a corporate company.
Yeah.
I could be his voice
Yes.
because I can be corporate. You know, I can be very professional. I can be very chill sometimes too, you know. So I can represent him, talk to a company and say, hey, this is hey, this is Brittany. She's a driver and she is starting off, and this is the partnership proposal deck. How can we, make this happen? This is a great alignment, X, Y, Z, and go from there. Have some meetings. Hopefully, fingers crossed that relationship starts and they get part sponsored, money sponsor, whatever it may be. So like that's kind of one side of it. But then I could also, fully, represent them and attend, their racing events, do the social media content on the side, whether from a camera, from an iPhone, whatever, like capturing that they want. I can get that behind the scenes lifestyle for that individual and, be their like kind of assistant consultant on the track to walk around with them, assist them in any way. And then I can also talk to companies on site to be like, oh, hey, this is my driver, Brittany, and she's racing NASCAR. And, this is how, we want to show up to the track. So there's a lot of, there's events all over the country that, have opportunities to, every driver needs a little bit of help. But then like another service could be you have a great personality, you can go talk to anybody, but you're just like so busy you don't have time to make a proposal deck. So hey, hire me. I'll spend the time, work on my laptop, create a deck that's starting from scratch, your branding, your logos, your personality, your vehicle to a T, and explain exactly how you can benefit that company. So then you take it, email it out, do your thing, and I can just be the proposal deck designer is what I'm trying to say. So so from literally making a deck all the way through to, coordinating content and being at an event.
So is it only car specific?
So I want to keep it automotive focused, but I love the beauty industry. Like I love, fashion and things. So if it's an influencer or a brand, a company that wants to work with me that's not automotive, I'm happy to do that. Am I a nerd when it comes to cars? Yes, and that's what I really truly know because that's what I got my degree in. But the nice thing is with marketing, it's all about being creative, and I feel like with my passions and what I'm interested in, I can kind of make it all work. So it's everything. It's just anything, but it is automotive focused first.
So shoot us with the name. So we know.
So I finally have a name. This is the announcement. Race Ready Marketing is my marketing agency, and I'm so excited. I literally created the Instagram and the Facebook page last night.
Oh, yay. So go follow.
Yeah, so go follow. I do have clients, so like that is the cool part, that I have clients and brands working with me without having like the full structure of like the name and everything.
Yes, I love that.
Because as soon as I left Ford, like I had so many people messaging me like, what are you doing? And like I messaged people because honestly, like I said, this has been in the works for a while, of people saying, hey, could you send me a deck? Like I want to make one, or how do I make one? Or how do you get sponsors? Like I have, you know, say 20 to 40 sponsors, and like people see this. I don't have 1 million followers. Like I don't. Like honestly, like I have been a small grassroots racer and been able to grow and have these sponsors come on board, and that's caught eyes to these other racers that have more followers than me, these car builders, and they're like, how does Autumn have this? And they send me DMs. They're like, how do you do this? Like, how do you have these connections? How do you know all these people? Life is about relationships. Yeah. And having brands be like a direct sponsor to my program, or, you know, maybe they're not a sponsor, but they're just a good friend of mine now. And they're like, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. Well, now I can work with these drivers, create these sponsorship decks, and utilize all the relationships in the industry that I have, and then help these racers get, you know, sponsors that have nothing, or they have a couple and they just need help getting, you know, a few more, or getting that like next level. They hit that next, you know, that racing series. So I'm really, really, really excited that it's starting.
You're gonna do so good at this. Yeah, I feel like you're already really good at it.
So far, it's been really good. Like, literally, I was at the racetrack last weekend working with a client, and I was filming him the whole time, and he had his crowd of, you know, fans watching, and I'm holding this camera, and I'm like, gosh, like, my noodle arms are, like, dying. But it was cool because, like, somehow I posted about my experience being there, you know, thanking my client for inviting me and letting me tag along, and I had so much fun. And from that Instagram post, it didn't get that many views, but like his fans were able to find me, start following me, and now I'm growing as a content creator. And it's like this cycle of like, oh, my client's helping me, and I'm able to help them, and it's just like cool. Like it's so cool that these, you know, race car, you know, motorsports fans are like, oh, who is this girl? Like they want to know about me now because they saw me holding this camera. I'm like,
and it's cool how it snowballs, like into things that you don't expect come from it. Like that's exactly what happened for us with like the TV show. It's like I would have never been like, I want to go on this TV show. Like it came to us from all that we were doing. Yeah, no, it's so cool. Like the snowballing, like it's just opens doors like left and right, like just truly opening so many fun opportunities. And this next week, I'm going to go back to Kansas to go to my client. He lives in Kansas, and then he's putting on a event in his hometown, Kansas. And like, I'm helping coordinate like the vendors and like helping with the event promotion. And it's the first one that we're ever doing. It's like, it's not weird. It doesn't feel like work. Right. I know. Everybody's like, how do you have so much time? Like, how do you do everything? And I'm like, I just do it. And they're like, don't you feel burnt out? And like, sometimes I feel burnt out, but not entirely. But I think it's just because it's all exciting and it's all things that like I want to work. So it doesn't feel like a chore. Yeah. Have you ever felt burnt out, like doing everything? Like, yeah, but I mean, I had so many horrible things going on in my life. I was burnt out from that shit. Right. Like I burned out from negative things, but it's like now I'm tired, but at least everything I'm doing is positive, and it's like going in a direction that's good for me. I'm not just trying to survive. Right. Do you know what I mean? So I don't feel as burnt out doing things that I want to do. Yeah. Even though there's a lot. I agree, because like corporate, I was feeling the corporate burnout. I was so like stuck. I was like getting told by my managers, like, you're doing great, you know, da 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 da. And I was like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving up. I'm staying the same. Like I was like, this is great. I love my job. I love the people I work with. But I'm like, not for me. I'm not super. I don't think I could do I don't think I could have a boss like that. Yeah, I mean, my boss. I mean, I have obviously before. Yeah. But I think like working for yourself and like having the freedom to make your schedule and do what you want with your business, but then also like not have a cap on how much money you make. Like work harder if you want more.
Yeah, right.
But and when
work
you're
more
in
hours if you want more.
Yeah, if you're in the corporate world or if you're in, you know, working under somebody,
Yeah.
you have to stay in that box.
Yeah, and like as a female too in corporate, we make less than the males do,
Mm-hmm.
the guys do, and so it's like that awkward thing where I've gone in there and been like, hey, you know, I think I'm, you know, ready for that bump up, that level, and I've been declined because they didn't want to do paperwork.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
You're like, I'll do the paperwork.
And then it's like I've been declined where it's like, oh well, you know, the quarter's gonna be done. Maybe we'll talk about it then. And it's like, oh okay, that does make sense because it's like a quarterly thing. But I'm like, the fact that I've been told you don't want to do the paperwork and you want, like you said,
Have they ever said yes?
Well, yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's crazy too because like there's nothing we can do about it. That's what I don't like. I don't like being stuck under somebody else's rule.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just bad at listening. I don't know.
I feel like I was really good at listening for a really long time, and then just like lately, or like recently.
Now you're like,
now
oh, I
I'm
will
like,
never listen again.
I will never listen again. Like after this shit, I was like, oh my god, like
I am not
people,
trainable anymore.
Yeah, after
doing my own
dealing
thing.
with certain people and the corporate stuff, like let me tell you though, I had great managers at one point. I learned so much from, but then there were managers my last, like when I was exiting, I'm like, how did you get this job?
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to like see you just kill it, and I feel like it's obviously going to expand into things that we don't even know what it's going to be yet because that's just how life works.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for just explaining all this, and follow Autumn in her new journey with Race Ready Marketing
We're moving mountains.
Yes.
I'm pumped. I'm just fired up.
at racing speed.
Yes, racing speeds,
I love it.
160 miles an hour and a quarter mile, y'all.
I love that.
But yeah, no, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
This has been so fun. I know we got so off track. It was a couple times. But
Yeah,
that makes
that
it
happens
better.
a lot. You can follow Autumn on Instagram at autumn.schwabe, on TikTok at autumn.schwabe. She is on YouTube at autumn.schwabe, and her new marketing agency is on Instagram at Race Ready Marketing. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and share with someone that you know.